This will be a journal flip through of one or more journals that I have done mostly in 2016, but I wanted to show a little bit what I did in 2015. So 2016 is really when my YouTube art journey started, on January 11th, when I joined the Creative Artist Collaboration Facebook website. That's especially for YouTube artists. And I discovered a whole bunch of Facebook art groups at that time, and that was in January of 2016. I discovered Journal by Fives, and I discovered with Shannon Green, and I'll link that down below. I also discovered Mission Inspiration with Mike Deacon, and I'll link that down below. And so this journal, beautifully designed by Kylie Coo, was a journal collaboration. Now she lives in Scotland, so this was an international, it's exciting, it was an international collaboration. We did journaling, we collaborated on two journals. I did Journal by Fives, half of the book, doing half the work, each one doing half the work. That I already have done a flip through of this journal, but I just wanted to say this is one of the journals I did, a Journal by Five collaboration in this journal. I also did my own Journal by Fives journal, which I have already done a flip through video of that. Then I also in 2016 joined Mixed Media Morsels, and this journal is just all of my Mixed Media Morsels journal entries. Then this big journal is really what I started my first journaling in, but I've been an artist for most of my life, and mostly I knew about I would keep a sketchbook, and I didn't really do a lot in my sketchbook, but I've always had a sketchbook, and I always thought of it as a sketchbook. I never really thought of it as a journal. So this year was my first time of really thinking about art journaling instead of a sketchbook. Now, I just want to briefly say in 2015, I belonged for about 5 years, from 2011 to 2015, I belonged to a Facebook portrait group, which you painted or drew or did digital portraits. So in 2015, I did digital portraits as well as painted and pencil portraits. So here's one, and we always worked from a photograph. So it's not my forte to do portraits, but I greatly improved. I must have done hundreds of portraits in that 5-year period, and I greatly improved, but it's still not my forte. And this is somebody's family in the group. So sometimes the portrait challenges would have a theme. So her name was Joan, and instead of Joan of Arc, she would call herself, the theme for that week was Joan of Art. I thought this was neat with it's with her figure studied behind her. I think that's a really nice composition. Using different softness and hardness of leads of my pencil, not just using one pencil. So the theme of this was him as a superhero. The theme of that was, I think, some kind of love theme. That one was an angel theme. Now here is really my first mixed media journal page, before I even had any of the mixed media materials. Even though in the past I've done mixed media canvases, there was just so many new materials I learned about that they use in journaling that I was so excited to finally purchase. But this was before I purchased these, all the usual quote usual mixed media materials that art journalers use. So all I had on hand were markers, a white crayon, other color crayons too, some cards that I cut up, red glitter, and so I did this in early January 2016. And I never made a video of this because I was sitting on the couch with the camera over my shoulder, and it totally did not work. So I just kind of chuckle about this. I've done some Zentangle. In fact, I made a video. I can link that down below, a video on how to Zentangle and the benefits, the actual medical benefits of relaxation for Zentangle. There's the eyes in there. This one is a honeycomb. I've done a mixed media canvas in the past of this theme of the honeycomb with the fetal figures in the fetal position in the honeycomb, and the title of my canvas is bleeding beehives. So this goes along the same theme, but I did this after my finished canvas, just going along the same theme of bleeding beehives. And there we see the bee with its mouth open like it's screaming. And so these are like plants and eyes. The eye here, again, it's an important theme in my work because I do have a vision disability. So these are kind of like teardrops or rain, but they could be symbolic of teardrops also. Clouds. This is a nice composition. I'm very happy with it. That was for part of a drawing challenge I was in about 2015 or before. Garfield thinking about his girlfriend, and that was a rough draft sketch for a computer portrait a digital portrait that I finally did. Early on in 2016, I learned about mission inspiration. So this was my first mission inspiration journal, and they give you, Mike Deacon gives you, it's once a month, Mike Deacon gives you 10 prompts, 10 journal prompts, and you're supposed to follow them in order. I'm happy with the layering in this one. It's really pretty. And the white birds pop out as a nice focal point. This one is a fun one. It says, "I'm bananas over you." Now this one was done in February, and this one was done in honor of the passing of my father-in-law, and he passed away in February of 2016. He had given me this card for Christmas, the Christmas before he passed away, which was just 2 months beforehand, and I really loved the colors in it. So I did that, and that card was the inspiration for this. And I actually did this on the day that we found out he'd passed away. He'd passed away in the morning of that day, and I actually did this journal entry while I was grieving on that same day. So this was another mission inspiration. I got washi tape. Washi tape was new to me. I have it in all different colors and patterns. And I have a birch forest stencil. This one was for the month of February, which is Women in Horror Month, where anything about women in horror movies. And for me, this journal spread is about whatever happened to Baby Jane, because that's just one of the first scary movies I think I remember ever recalling watching. So it made an impact on me, and I definitely had to do a journal page about that. Yeah, every February it's Women in Horror Month. So it could be women horror movie producers, horror book writers, horror movie actresses. So this one, what is life without whimsy? And I can't remember, but I think this was a mission inspiration. And I used new stamps that I had gotten from Diane Reevely. They're very whimsical. These are very whimsical characters. And this one's upside down. I did these two separate in two different times. I had done this one first, and then I did this one second, and thought that they pretty much went together. And this is 3D butterfly. Those are real flowers, and they're holding up well with the leaves. I used extra heavy gel. Excuse me. So here I used the alcohol dripping technique background. This one was for July of 2016, and this was for a video hop, and the theme of the video hop was underwater fantasy. So I have so much, the Mod Podge glitter medium is to die for, in my opinion. If you can see that, I don't know if it's showing up. So I was really happy how this turned out. I really think it's super underwater fantasy. This one I don't know if I had a journal prompt for that. So when life gets hairy, she powers through. And it's pretty funny with the cat. Actually, the cat was the inspiration for the whole journal page. These are two separate ones. This one is always remember to stop and smell the flowers. And these are real leaves here that I put on with extra heavy gel, medium. And I forget if I had a prompt for that. This one I did following Kylie Coo's Take 5. It was her spin on, it was her version of Journal by Fives by Shannon Green, but you do it in 5 minutes. Like this whole journal page, well, it was supposed to just take 5 minutes, so each prompt, you take a minute to do each prompt on one page. And well, it just took me longer, but it did make me work faster, but I did not do this in 5 minutes. And here, this is from Happy Mail I got from Gina Bronzini Ahrens. She just gives wonderful, wonderful Happy Mail. I got so many goodies in her Happy Mail this year. This was for Mission Inspiration, I mean, yes. So you can see I have a lot of pages left. I did not fill up this journal in 2016, by no means. I thank you so much for watching, and please like, comment, or subscribe.